Alright everybody, welcome back to another turn of Operation Outer Space. This will be turn 15 for the Germans, July of 1943. I believe we have no housekeeping, so let's just jump straight into it with the tech rolls. We'll be rolling for Advanced Mech Infantry, Improved Factories, and Improved Construction at a 7 or higher. With all three hitting, and Heavy Armor also hitting. That's another 4 for 4. That will change our buys a little bit, having completed Mech Inf. So we've got $59 to spend, and we're going to be spending it all. We've got one advanced mech infantry, one Panzer, SS Panzer, one normal infantry, 4 strategic bombing damages being repaired. This 4 is a minor port upgrade to a major. One minor port's being built. We've got a militia upgrade, building a destroyer, a naval transport, a fighter, and a militia. And that clears the bank. Alright, on to the combats. We do have many on this one. We'll start in the south. In Tripolitania, we have a strategic bomber flying north to northern Algeria, picking up an airborne, and then continuing 3, 4, 5, 6, or 3, 4, 5, 6. Airborne are removing the French capital again. And then there's 2 movement left to land with that bomber. Also from Tripolitania, we have 1 infantry marching over into southern Algeria and taking it. We have an artillery and a medium armor taking Tunisia. And then we have another normal infantry liberating Cyrenaica. Oh, this is a motor infantry that I have planned. Alright, we have an airborne infantry from northern Italy boarding an air transport and flying 1, 2, 3, taking French Morocco. And we have a seaplane from Rome flying 1, 2, 3 on maritime air patrol into M4 to attempt to kill the American coastal submarine. More combat. We have a heavy strategic bomber in central Romania flying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 into Gibraltar, and it's just going to carpet bomb. We have units in the Alps. From Austria, we have, those are both non-combat movements, 1 medium armor and 1 mechanized infantry driving through Hungary into eastern Yugoslavia. And they're going to be joined by some units from Slovakia, 2 cavalry, 1 medium armor, and 1 motor infantry. Also just driving through Hungary. And that's going to be all, yeah, for that combat. Let's see, we have a couple naval combats. From A6, we have a torpedo boat destroyer moving into A22, attacking the British torpedo boat destroyer, and it will be joined by the group of 3 fighters that was in southern France, flying 1, 2, 3. We have a heavy strategic bomber from Paris flying 1, 2, 3, 4 into Northern Ireland and conducting a strategic bombing of that naval facility. We have another torpedo boat destroyer coming out of port from Scotland into A6 and then moving 1, 2, 3 as a continuing force into A21. Let me consider this for a moment. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, okay. And then I'll just keep my current plans. The aircraft from Paris, which is 2 tactical bombers and a fighter, are moving through Normandy into A21, attacking that coastal defense ship. That's all of our naval combat movements. We have the 18th Air in Western Germany. That's a heavy strategic bomber and a fighter, flying 1, 2, 3 into southern England and conducting strategic bombing of the minor dockyard into A17. I do believe that's gonna be all of the combats. 2 bombings. Yeah. Alright, so let's go ahead and start rolling them out before moving on to the non-combat movement phase. We'll start in the north. We're going to do the bombing of the major shipyard in Northern Ireland. We have 3 die rolling for strategic bombing damage at D6 and 1 D12 at 1 for inherent AA. Okay, we do the maximum of 5 damage, and then the minor dockyard. Also the maximum damage, but that's 3. Okay, the British were given an opportunity to scramble, or intercept rather, and chose not to. I am assuming the Americans want to eject their ship. It's the only answer that makes sense. Alright. Moving on, we have a combat in A22. We've got a torpedo boat destroyer attacking with 3 fighters at 4. All misses on round 1. Once again, we're gonna say that the fighter did not scramble in to join us. The response given by MMD was somewhat terse, so I'm mostly just interpreting what he said as best as I can. In defense, we have the torpedo boat destroyer also misses. Round 2 on attack. All misses again. Round 2 defense. Also miss. Round 3 attack. There's a hit. And defense. That's a miss. Okay, so that combat is cleared, which allows us to continue with our torpedo boat destroyer into A21. So we've got a TBD at 2, a fighter at 4, and 2 tactical bombers versus a coastal defense ship at 6. Attack does get a hit, and defense also gets a hit. Okay, so the torpedo boat destroyer is dead. So is the CDS. So is the TBD. Alright, excellent. Okay, moving on to the carpet bombing of Gibraltar. We have 5 die rolling at 2. Oh no. I may need to verify some rules. I don't know if the fortifications affect carpet bombing or just other attrition rolls. I don't know. I'll have to look that up, but I will go ahead and roll these out and see if it even matters. Well, it might matter. We do have a 2 that won't hit if the die is reduced, but it will hit if the die is normal. Okay. I'll leave myself a marker for that. Moving on to the submarine rating. Oh, I didn't declare that movement. We have the all the subs nearby. A27, the advanced sub is moving south, and from A51, we've got 2 Type 7s moving north. So we've got all 3 subs raiding in A44. Alright, let's go ahead and roll that one too. Oh, before I forget, the Free French capital is gone again. Free French Bank. Onto these submarines, we have a German advanced sub rolling at a +6, normal subs rolling at +4, and the British Commonwealth convoy at a +2. So we've got a net of +4 for the advanced submarine. That's 4 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have a normal sub rolling with a net bonus of +2. That's 1 more damage. And we have another normal sub with a bonus of +2. And it's dead. But we get 2 damage. 6, 7. Okay, so we've got 7 damage to the British, bringing them to 22. And one of these guys is dead. Bummer. And then I believe we also have this combat here. We have a seaplane rolling at 3 or less against the coastal sub. That's a miss. Okay, on to... Oh, yeah, I already adjudicated that. Okay, we're fine. On to landing all of our combat aircraft. We have the strategic bomber. Took 6 to get there, 7, 8, 9, flying into southern France. We have the 18th Air from southern England just returning to western Germany. The Strat bomber from Paris is just returning to Paris. The fighters from A22 are returning to southern France. The units from A21, we're going to have 1 tactical bomber and 1 fighter return to Paris, and the other tactical bomber flew 1-2. We'll continue 3, 4, 5, 6 into... Nah, it's just gonna also go to Paris. I don't need it in Italy. Okay. All right. I do believe that's the end of our combat movement phase. We've got the strategic bomber here returning to Tripolitania. Alright, now on to the non-combat movement phase. From M4 we have the seaplane going off map, going back into Rome. From the eastern side of northern Italy, we have a naval transport coming out of port into M5 and moving 1-2 over into M3, and it will be going in port in the other side of northern Italy. Ah, I forgot this transport. It's also going to return to northern Italy. Just where it came from. Okay, Um, we have in northern Italy 2 infantry marching into southern France. From southern France, we have 3 infantry marching into Aquitaine. From Paris, we have 2 infantry marching into Normandy. From Picardy, we have 2 infantry and a marine marching over into Normandy. No, looking at this, I don't like it. I'm going to add 2 infantry from Paris into Normandy as well. Yeah, that's okay. Um, okay. All right. The Marine from Picardy is going to rail to southern France. The infantry, 1 infantry from western Germany, is going to be railing to Picardy. We've got an airborne from western Germany railing to northern Italy. And a Marine from western Germany railing to southern Italy. That's all 4 rails. Alright, we have from Austria 1 motor infantry towing a AAA to Berlin, and the other towing to central Romania. And we have a AAA moving from Slovakia into Romania as well. We have 1 infantry from western Germany marching into eastern Germany. And now some naval movements. We've got all of the Second Fleet, including the battleship from Scotland, from Import in Scotland. They're going to be picking up 4 infantry on the 2 naval transports. We've got 1 naval transport that stayed in port in Scotland. And all of those units are moving over into A12, and the infantry are going to be disembarking into Western Germany onto the 91st Army. We've got, the last naval transport from Scotland coming out of port into A4, and strategic naval moving 1 over to Iceland, picking up the airborne and continuing 2, 3, 4, 5 to A29. The airborne will disembark into Aquitaine, and the naval transport will go in port in A20 or in Aquitaine. I do believe that covers all of our movements. This guy. Let's see. Fleet. You know what? He's gonna stay as a raider for now. Yeah, no changes there. Alright, let's get on to the placement phase. We'll start with the recruit roll for the Spanish nationalists. That's a 2, and sadly a miss. Oh well. Okay. We'll be repairing the major shipyard on the western side of Western Germany. Alright, we're going to be sending the medium bomber, of course, to northern Italy. Just put it on the 15th there. Okay. Fighter will be built in Paris. Militia would be built in Scotland. SS Panzer and an infantry in Western Germany. Militia upgrade in Ivory Coast. And that gets supply through this minor port. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got a destroyer and a naval transport being built in port in southern France. We've got a minor port being built in Reunion, and a port upgrade in the Ivory Coast. We've got an advanced mech in central Romania. And I do believe that covers everything. Okay, on to income. We have a base income of 52 now. Oh, that's not right. I never rolled for Yugoslavia. I put that on the battle board. Okay. We'll go ahead and take care of that now. We've got an attack of 2 medium tanks at 5 in the mountains. Both misses. 3 units at 2. That's 2 cavalry and 1 mech infantry. That's all misses. And 1 motor infantry at 1. Fantastic. In defense, we have 2 militia and an infantry. 1, 2 hits. Beautiful. I'm gonna press mech, or that's motor infantry. I'm gonna take the motor infantry first instead of a cavalry, but I'm gonna use this as the roll for the cavalry that survived. That's another miss, and then 2 tanks. 1 hit. Okay. In defense, on round 2, we have 2 militia and an infantry. All misses. Great. Okay. Militia's dead. Continuing on, now we have a cavalry and a mech infantry and 2 tanks. 1 more hit in defense. Next round. One more hit. And in defense. Nice. Okay. Not so bad, just 2 deaths. That'll be a motor infantry and a cavalry. Alright, now we're done. Okay, we've got now a base income of 53. We have 3 for Sweden, 3 for Romania, bringing us up to 59, and that's all. We have a free fortification for Festung Europa. That's going to go in Aquitaine. Alright, with that, we should be able to pass things along for the next common turn. So we'll leave things there and say best of luck on your next rolls.